The community of Asheville, North Carolina is reeling today following the release of police body cam footage that showed an interaction with an African-American resident in the area who they stopped over jaywalking. Now, the video has gone viral and it's nearly 9 minutes long, but we do have the relevant portions of that video to show you, and it's incredibly disturbing to watch. But understand that on the day Johnnie Jermaine Rush was approached by the officers, he was walking home after the end of his dishwashing shift at a Cracker Barrel restaurant. So he gets off work and apparently he jaywalks, and the police were not too happy about it. And so they approached him and words were exchanged. If you watch the full video, which we will link to in the description box below, you can see Rush essentially telling the cops, "I'm tired, I just got off of work, just stop harassing me." They ask him, "Do you want to get a ticket or do you want to be arrested?" And he's like, "Do whatever you need to do, just stop harassing me." And then it escalates to what we're about to show you. And again, the video is incredibly graphic, but it gives you a sense of why the community is so upset. Take a look.
Put your hands behind your back. Do not. Stop. Drop the bag. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
I just told
you. Sir, look.
No. Mother 43 on foot. White male. A black male. White tank top. Thinks it's funny. You know what's funny is you're gonna get up hardcore. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground, Rush.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put it behind your back. Now. Stop.
Put
it
your hands
behind your back.
Rush, put your hand behind your back. Rush, put your hand behind your back. Rush, put your hand behind your back. There you go.
Behind your back. Behind your back.
My hand's set.
Oh my God.
There you go, Rush.
I can't, man.
Hand behind your back.
I can't breathe. Oh my God. Ow.
Rush.
Okay. Ow.
Lie down, please.
Ow. I can't.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't. Put your hands behind your back. Ow. Behind your back. Ow. Help.
So luckily, Rush didn't die from that interaction. More often than not, when we cover these types of stories, someone loses their life. But there were two cops present at this scene. One of them was Officer Chris Hickman, who's been with the police force for some time. And then he was with a trainee by the name of Verino Ruggiero. And he has not resigned. He is still employed by the police department. However, Chris Hickman has since resigned since this incident. And also the police chief, Tammy Hooper, said that she would be happy to resign if that would quell the public discontent.
I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of seeing this. And all right, look, obviously there's a racial component. This area is 12% black and
very segregated.
And I'm tired of seeing the cops pushing down a black guy's head into the concrete, et cetera. But there's arguably an even bigger class component to it. So he was jaywalking. Look, I keep using Beverly Hills as the example, but it doesn't matter. In Asheville, North Carolina, if there was a businessman and not a dishwasher, you think they're gonna treat him like that? You think they're gonna tase him over and over again? You think they're gonna grind his head into the ground and punch him in the head 4 times? They're not gonna do that to a guy that's a doctor or a lawyer or a businessman or the most important person in America, a political donor, right? They're not gonna do that to him, and you know it. And so then they wonder why not just the poor, but the middle class are tired of oftentimes literally being crushed. And we feel the weight of that power crushing us, and I'm sick of it. We're all sick of it. And so then some people will say, well, look, he should have done what the cops said. Okay, well, first of all, he was jaywalking after a long day. Just what are you picking on him for Again, if he was in a suit, there's no way the cops stop him. And you know that, you know it for a fact, okay? But let's say that they do, right? And then they get into this altercation. You know it started with jaywalking, you know the guy's not dangerous, etc. And he says at one point, as Anna pointed out, and it's in the tape, he says, look, like, you wanna get arrested or a ticket? He's like, do whatever you gotta do. So it's not like he's like some wild guy who's not listening to direction and appears dangerous. He says, do whatever you wanna do. And so they decide, I mean, at most you should give him a ticket, right? Why would you choose arrest over a ticket? Why would you choose to escalate the situation rather than de-escalate it? Because like, what the excuse that cops use all the time is, I was afraid for my life, right? The dude's a jaywalker and he told you to write him a ticket, and instead of writing him a ticket, you chose to arrest him to escalate the situation. Then of course the number one thing the right wing will say is, why did he run? Well, if this is how African Americans get treated day in, day out all across the country, what would you do? Would you be like, oh great, the cops are here. I bet they're here to help me. No, you get scared. You get legitimately scared.
Also, I mean, look, there have been instances where a person has been shot and killed by a cop even after complying and being incredibly careful. So Philando Castile is the person who, comes to mind off the top of my head. He literally told the cop, I have a licensed gun in the vehicle. Cop asks him to, show license and registration, and as he reaches for it, shot and killed. So look, I think that in this case, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I've become so incredibly desensitized to this type of violence that if the person doesn't die from excessive force, I feel relieved. I mean, everyone should feel relieved, right? But you see these stories throughout the country, and in a lot of cases, people don't make it alive, and I'm so happy that he didn't lose his life over this. Now, he did get charged following the incident, but the charges were later dropped. Police records show that he was charged with second-degree trespass.
Come on. Yeah.
Impeding traffic, assault on a government official, and resisting a public officer. In September, though, the district attorney in Asheville reviewed the body camera video and decided to dismiss all charges. Also, I wanted to show you another very short portion of the video because it kind of gives you a sense of how the cops felt about this whole situation after it had gotten physical. Take a look.
You okay? Ow, man.
I got blood all over me from his face.
So backup arrives, they ask if he's okay, they ask the cop if he's okay, and he says, I have blood all over me from his face.
So they're not worried about the guy who's bleeding from the face. They're worried about the guy who has the blood from the face on his arm from after assaulting him. So look, that's the other thing that annoys me about the police state that we live in. And so some people say the body cameras are not enough, but it's a good start because it catches stuff like this, and your cell phones catch things like this. Before, this happened nonstop, we just never saw it, right? And then if anybody complained about it, they're like, oh yeah, probably a criminal complaining about good cops, right? So what do they charge him with? A second-degree trespass, impeding traffic. So I wanted to see in the video, because I read about it first, then I'm looking at the video to see who was impeding traffic. He had already crossed the street. Then they stop him, and then they are all over the street. The guys who were impeding the traffic were actually the cops.
Well,
if you cared about impeding traffic, you wouldn't have bothered to do all this crap in the middle of the street.
So I want to focus on silver linings, and I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out for a second. First of all, district attorney drops charges, and my guess is because he did review that body cam footage and saw that he was not impeding traffic, and then trespassing where? That's public space. He did not trespass anywhere. So the charges were dropped. That's a good sign. Here's another good sign though. Following cases of excessive force or police brutality, more often than not, the police chief, the police union, the people involved will push back aggressively and deny any and all wrongdoing. But that is not the case here, and I thought that was interesting. So as I mentioned, the police chief has suggested that she will step down if that makes the community feel more comfortable. She also said the following: the whole thing is bad, right? It's just a terrible, egregious case. The whole reason around the stop to begin with was just a bad thing from start to finish. Look, I gotta be honest, you don't usually hear that kind of response or reaction from other cops, much less a police chief. So I feel like there is some progress, and that's something to focus on and keep pushing for real justice.
She also said that she was going to fire Hickman, and he resigned right before she fired him. And that's actually happens all the time. But I wanted to get to the other charges as well, because I'm like, you're right, there's some progress. Like I said, the body cams are good, but this happens all across the country. They charged him with an assault on a government official and resisting a public officer. Who was assaulting who in that video? So and then they tell us just believe the cops. Don't blindly trust that cops are all good guys. When I see resisting an officer, and sometimes that's the only charge. That means we arrested him for no reason, because you have to have an underlying charge for resisting an officer. Most of the time they don't. Here they did, the infamous second-degree trespass and impeding traffic. And then assaulting a cop, 9 out of 10 times means they assaulted you. Like, because if you actually assault a cop, I want you to get arrested. That's a terrible thing. I don't want any assaults, let alone on cops. But now, how many times have we seen they say, oh, he assaulted me, then you look at the videotape and they're kicking the crap out of him. And they're like, but I got his blood on me from punching him in the face so many times. You see how he assaulted me.
And not only were they, one of the cops punching him repeatedly on the head, after he had already been restrained, he's on the floor. The other cop tases him simultaneously. And by the way, when he kept yelling, I can't breathe, I mean, who did that remind you of?
Eric Garner.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so lastly, I wanted to also point out the tasers. The tasers' initial idea was, hey, instead of, like, if you're in a really bad situation and you're thinking of shooting someone, instead of shooting them, just stun them instead. And I thought, that's not what cops are gonna do, okay? Like, if they think there's any kind of danger, they're gonna shoot, right? So what are they gonna use the stun guns for? When they feel like someone's not complying and it's a hassle to get their arms behind them, right? Or they're not listening to me, give me this stun gun, we'll make this guy listen. So it's not to stun them instead of shooting them, it's to stun them to show them who's boss. And you saw it happen there in that video. They already got the guy down on the ground. One cop's already punching him in the head when the other one's like, let's do a gratuitous stun here. All right, give me the stun gun. And by the way, that stuff can give you a heart attack, but they treat it lightly. On the other hand, you remember the guy on the ground was jaywalking. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, home of the revolution. If you'd like to get a lot more than that, get the full show by becoming a member. tytnetwork.com/join.